What if aging didn't mean slowing down, but moving with more freedom than ever? In Japan, people in their 80s and even 100s still climb stairs, carry groceries, and live without fear of losing independence. How do they do it? The answer isn't magic, and it isn't luck. It starts with something so simple, most of us overlook it every single day. Why in some regions of Japan do people over 90 still climb stairs on their own, while in the West, many struggle to get off the couch by the age of 60? This difference isn't a coincidence nor a genetic privilege reserved for a lucky few. There is something deeply rooted in the way these people live that keeps their bodies and minds active for decades beyond what we expect. Research shows that Japanese people who reach 80, 90, or even 100 with preserved mobility share impressive lifestyle patterns. It's not just about exercising, but about a routine that integrates natural movement, balanced nutrition, and a daily purpose. They live in environments where walking, squatting, and interacting with the community isn't an obligation. It's simply part of life. But the secret doesn't stop there. There is a silent element present in all these longevity stories that sustains this lifestyle effortlessly. Something so basic that you probably underestimate it in your own daily life. And that's what we're about to reveal. Have you noticed that Japanese people don't need expensive gyms to stay active? Instead, everyday life itself acts as natural. Training, walking to the market, climbing narrow stairs, squatting to tend the garden, or simply sitting and standing from the floor multiple times a day. Simple movements, but ones that keep muscles, joints, and balance constantly engaged. The detail is that this lifestyle didn't emerge from a modern health plan, but from a culture shaped over centuries. Traditional tatami homes, gardens that require daily care, and routines of walking make mobility not a choice. It's an inevitable part of life. This creates a positive cycle. The more they move, the more they preserve strength, flexibility, and confidence in their own steps. And this is only a piece of the puzzle, because moving your body every day won't help if it doesn't have the right fuel to stay strong inside. This is where a factor often overlooked in the West comes in, and it may be the real differentiator in Japanese longevity. Did you know that one of the biggest secrets to Japanese mobility is on the plate, not in the gym? Without the right nutrition, muscles shrink, joints inflame, and even the simplest walk becomes a challenge. That's why in Japan, food isn't just fuel. It's a tool to preserve autonomy and health for decades. The traditional Japanese diet is simple but powerful. Rich in seasonal vegetables, small portions of clean protein, fermented foods, and almost no refined sugar. These elements not only reduce inflammation, but also provide essential amino acids to maintain muscle mass even after 60. Additionally, the presence of antioxidants and minerals ensures healthier joints and faster recovery after any effort. But don't think this requires exotic dishes or impossible-to-find ingredients. The secret isn't in copying every meal, but in understanding the principles behind them. And to start, nothing beats knowing the 3 foods that have supported the strength and mobility of Japanese people for generations. First, small fatty fish like sardines and mackerel. They are rich in omega-3s, which reduce joint inflammation and protect brain health. In Japan, these fish are often eaten whole, with skin and bones, providing calcium and collagen, 2 fundamental allies for keeping bones strong and joints lubricated. Second, fermented soy, found in miso and natto. It may sound strange to those who have never tried it, but these foods pack vitamin K2, which strengthens bones, and probiotics that reduce inflammation throughout the body. A true shield against the aches and degenerations that often limit movement in later life. And finally, seaweed and mineral-rich vegetables. Far from being mere garnish, they provide iodine, magnesium, and antioxidants that support muscle recovery and balance essential hormones. These are nutrients often missing in Western diets, and when absent, they accelerate strength loss. But this is just the beginning, Because it's not about copying these foods, it's about adopting the principles that make this diet so effective. Curious how to apply this in your own routine? That's coming up next. It all starts with 3 simple but extremely powerful principles. The first is to eat light and frequently. In Japan, meals are smaller and spread throughout the day, helping to stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and maintain smooth digestion, crucial after 60. Small portions, more variety, and no excess. The second principle is to make vegetables the centerpiece of the plate, not just as a salad, but in soups, stews, pickles, and teas. This diversity provides fiber, antioxidants, and nutrients that maintain a healthy weight without radical diets. It's the foundation that supports Japanese longevity and prevents the body from being overloaded with ultra-processed foods. Finally, the third principle: use protein as medicine. It doesn't need to be excessive, but it needs to be consistent. Light fish, tofu, eggs, and even fermented soy provide amino acids that preserve lean mass and protect joints, all in a balanced way, without relying on shakes or huge cuts of meat. And to prove this isn't just theory, the next story shows how small changes can transform a life. Meet Margaret, 72, from Seattle. She always believed knee pain and loss of strength were just part of aging. She avoided stairs, and even short walks became exhausting. One day, after nearly falling in the supermarket, she realized something had to change, but without crazy diets or hours at the gym. Researching longevity, Margaret discovered the principles of Japanese eating. She started slowly, swapped her breakfast of bread and sweets for a bowl of miso with tofu and vegetables, added small portions of fish twice a week, and began moving a little every day, even if it was just a walk around the block. 3 months later, Margaret said not only had her pain decreased, but she could climb stairs without fear again. More than that, she felt proud of herself, as if she had regained a piece of independence she thought was lost. And the best part? She did it all without abandoning her own culture, simply by incorporating simple habits. Now you're probably wondering, where do you start? That's what comes next. Starting doesn't need to be complicated or expensive. Choose one single breakfast adjustment, swap bread for a light bowl of miso with tofu, or add cooked vegetables. Small changes like this prepare your body for the day without overloading digestion. Next, include a daily movement moment, even if it's just 10 minutes. A slow walk around the house, a few gentle squats, or stretches while waiting for tea to cool. The key is consistency, not intensity. And finally, have one meal without distractions. No phone, no TV, just you and your food. This simple act improves digestion, reduces anxiety, and reconnects you with your body. Start with these 3 steps, and you'll notice the difference. Because the next step isn't about perfection, but about keeping this choice alive every day. Next, we'll see why this changes not just your body, but how you experience aging. Aging doesn't have to mean loss or limitation. The Japanese show us that dignity and autonomy can last much longer than we imagine. And it all starts with simple choices, repeated with intention. It's not about looking young, but about continuing to move with freedom and joy, even after 70, 80, or 90. Now think, what if every meal were an investment in your independence? If breakfast helped you maintain balance and dinner promised more vitality tomorrow? This is the mindset that sustains longevity in Japan, and it can transform your life too. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel. Here, we share Japanese practices that can change the way you age, step by step. And remember, your body is still listening. What will you say to it today?